Well, hello there all you absolutely magnificent people, and welcome back to another live stream of An Ecologist Plays. We talk about nature while playing games, and as you can see we are back in another with another live stream of Pax Augusta. And of course Nick is still not here to stream yet. She will be streaming eventually one day again, but she does send her regards, so she does say hello to all of you. And yeah, she is sorry that she can't stream with us, but eventually, of course, she will hopefully be able to join us again. But for the foreseeable future, you guys have got me as your host, and we are going to be playing a bit of Pax Augusta, as you can see. I see Fireduck is in chat. Hello there, Fireduck. Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We have had a very nice, busy weekend. We had, well, Nick's baby shower yesterday, and for me, the nappy party yesterday. Lovely chatting with everybody, with family and friends, everyone gathered together, and yeah. Bit of chaos, but we've already sorted out all the chaos in the house again. It looks back to normal again now. But yeah, hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Now, just a reminder of what we are doing in this game here. We are going to try and build a nice big Roman settlement. We've got a whole bunch of resources we need to balance. Food and money, the denarii, that will be the most important. Thankfully, we've got a lot of money coming in, and we're spending a little over half of it, about 60% of the money we get in, we are spending, so that's great, 40% extra. We are currently nothing being produced because we are in the middle of winter now. No food being produced. We are using a bit of food, but we also have quite a lot of food stored away, so that is great. I see Nick is here to say enjoy the stream, love. Thank you, dear. We'll definitely do that. Right, so what we also have, of course, we are trying to be as environmentally friendly as possible. We, of course, have got floodplains or flood areas or wetland areas like this area over here. We're trying to avoid those, trying not to build in those. So nothing should be built in this area here. Nothing should be built up here. Nothing should be built in this area, and we're trying to do nothing in this area. However, it is the only clay pit, the only place we can actually get clay for our bricks. And so we had to build and kind of compensate here. We are building this, but only this, and only the road into here, and only this section over here we are allowed to build, or this little section of the brickworks we are allowed to build in the floodplain. The rest of this has to remain undisturbed. We're also not allowed to build anything along the river course or right next to the river there, except of course for the one fisherman's hut there, and we also have to keep this area as a conservation area. Those are the rules that I have put down for myself there. Okay, so we are going to try and keep to those rules. We also, of course, need to have as much ecological corridors, or as many ecological corridors as possible, even through our settlement here. So animals should be able to move through our settlement one way or another. I've got lots of backyard gardens over here, which are extremely important for maintaining biodiversity and allowing animals to move from point A to point B. None of it is really officially fenced off properly, so animals should be able to move through here quite easily. It's a little bit easier for animals to move through these gardens than it is for animals to move through, gardens in the modern day, where very often our houses have got walls around them, or our gardens have got walls around them. Very difficult for voles and rodents and shrews and stuff to actually move from one yard to the other. This is still much more connected. Okay, so we are going to try to have as many corridors as possible. And that's basically it. Now today we are going to try and increase the amount of Peregrini that we have so that we can actually build some insula. We are going to try to get the next tier of civilians. I'm not sure whether those are pronounced civis or cives, or I think it most likely will be cives. We're going to try and get them. I apologize if I mispronounce that. I'm going to either pronounce it as civis or cives, one of those two, most likely interchangeably as we go along. But yeah, we are going to have to try and build some insula, but in order to do that we do need a few more simple houses. And in order to do that, we most likely need to delete some of the strip houses along here, so we can actually build some simple houses. So yeah, we are going to probably get rid of these houses over here and move them a little bit more to the outskirts. If you look here, of course, just a reminder, the inner circle, this is close to our altar. This is where people living there are generally very happy. This circle, or this area between the green and orange circle, that is moderate happiness, a little bit unhappier, not as happy about being in this area. And then of course if you build outside, if you build houses in this area away from this orange circle, they're really not going to be happy about it. The guys in the simple house, or in these strip houses, the Liberty, they are quite fine. You can push them right over here, and as long as they have some religion and they on the city street, they're surprisingly fine. The guys that are in the simple houses, well, they need a few more things, like a theater, which we don't have for them yet. We're going to give that to them a little bit later on. Alright, so let's see. I think first first things first is we are going to just build a few more strip houses over here in this area down here. So what we're going to do is we are going to build a city street over here. We're going to just along the outskirts of this wetland we are going to build. We're not going to build anything on this side of this road. Okay, we are just going to plop down like over here, and then we're just going to bring it down like that and attach on over there. That is what we are going to do here. Oh, this should be a trade route. Let me just quickly change that back to a trade route. There we go. Thank you very much. And then I'm just going to connect, I think, the city road over to there. Just so it looks nice, you know. I'm going to try to make it look nice. And then we are allowed to build houses in this block over here. So that's where the strip houses will be. And we are going to just plop them down. Now, we want as many people as possible living in these areas. And then, of course, we also do want some nice gardens in here as well. So we're going to plop down that house there. And then get some nice water. Now, we can make a proper draw well with a nice big-ish radius. We're going to plop that down over here. And then, of course, we are going to just put some more nice big houses. Let's actually have a 7x2, just a bit of variation, you know. And then we're going to plop down another 5x3 house. So we're going to have quite a few houses in this area. Do we have? We don't have any one here that's actually suitable for a corner. Let's see, a 3x2. This would allow us to actually still build some houses in here. So maybe we go for that, or gardens, I mean, in this area, so we can still have some animals being able to move through here. We're going to do that. And I think we're just going to plop down another house over there. And in between, we are going to just put a nice big well. Well. Okay, so this well would supply everybody there, and this well would supply everybody here. There we go. So, let's just get the garden sorted, and then this area is kind of sorted. Then we can delete some of these strip houses down here, and actually give them, or replace them, with some of these simple houses. They get more Peregrini to come in. But yeah, as Nick is saying there, we are very, very anxious for little Wilson here to arrive as soon as he can. We are very, very keen to meet him. All right, let's see here. We're going to plop a nice house down, a nice garden down there, and then I think a 4x1 garden right over there, and another one over there. We've got a 2x4. Can we make a 2x4 garden? That's the question. 2x3 we have. We don't have a 2x4. Okay, we're going to have that, and maybe just maybe we can actually do this. 3x1 garden. There we go. Okay, so with all these gardens, we've got a nice variation again of the crops we are cultivating, which is incredibly important. We just plop that down there like that. We can have that, and we can have that. Actually, you know what? We're going to just put a 3x2 down there. Never mind. The idea, of course, as I mentioned last time, is we want a variation in the crops we are planting, because if you have a monoculture, it's going to be very easy for pests to wipe it out, and it also is not great for nature. If you have an increased diversity in crops you are growing, yes, it is more difficult to harvest. I mean, if you just have wheat fields, it's easy to just go in and harvest the wheat. But if you've got wheat and radishes and lettuce and everything growing in between one another, it's a great diversity, but it's a little bit more difficult to actually go and pick them. If you just want to harvest lettuce, it's difficult to go and just, harvest lettuce. So it makes sense that we do have, nowadays at least, a bit more of a monoculture. Guys just having one crop being grown. I think we're going to do this, and can we put anything? We can put a 3x2 in there. We put in there, maybe 2x... No, we can't do that then. Okay, we have to do a 2x3. Let's go for this one. It's got trees in it. Okay, it has to be over there, I guess. Really? But there we go, it can be like that. Okay, cool. So lots of gardens again, as we are rolling into spring now. That should again increase our food production. I mean, look at that. We are planting, or gathering at least at the moment, 119 food per week. That's a lot. And in terms of our money, yeah, we are still getting a lot of money in. Liberty, how are you guys doing? You're all right. By provincial road. Oh, you guys are not in the city street. Oh, okay, never mind. We can just increase that a bit. Let's just, I think, make this... Yeah, let's make this section still a city street. You know what? We are going to do that. That should increase their happiness. What's wrong? You guys are seriously unhappy. Enough food. 47%. Enough empty graves. You've got water. You've got food. You're connected to a city street. Minus 31% satisfaction. Because they are far away from the actual altar. But surely that shouldn't be. There we go. It is moving up to 72%. Yeah, that's perfect satisfaction. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. As soon as there are more people moving in here, we can actually delete or break down these houses and plop down some proper simple houses. And once we have our 300 Peregrini here, we can actually plop down our first insula to place down or to get our first cities. Okay, so that's going to be marvelous. Hit 300 Peregrini. So we've got a potential of 104 Peregrini from how many simple houses? I think 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we are going to need another 12, I think, simple houses in order to actually have, or in order to actually be able to get insula, or to build insula. Okay, we're going to get there. We are definitely going to get there. Let me just quickly check my messages here. Sorry if you guys are hearing a dog barking in the background. Our neighbor's Jack Russell is again being silly. Don't do it that way. All right. Now, just having a look here, I just want to quickly check our bricks. I have changed that the screen is slightly smaller now. We need more market stalls. We'll fix that in a moment. So the screen is a little bit smaller now, but hopefully you can all see now, more or less at least, what is happening right over here with our stock and stuff like that. Okay, so I don't cut off a lot with the chat and with my camera and stuff like that. Okay, I see we've actually got full storage for bricks. We've got 800 bricks being stored. So currently there's nothing really happening here. We need to store more bricks. Let me just check. What will we take? 8 weekly cost. Okay, and 1 more scriptoria. Oh, now let's place down. Let's place down 2 of these. Can we? Okay, if we do it there and maybe. Oh, okay. I don't want to put anything down there because that's going to get too close to the river. What we're going to do is we're just going to build a trade road down to this side. And we are going to plop down 1 more over here. Almost built in the area I'm not supposed to build. Okay, yes, there is enough space. We can build a brick warehouse. That should allow us to store 2,400 bricks, which will be enough for an emergency. Because eventually, as these buildings start getting older, yeah, you need to have some things stored away, some resources stored, so that you can repair your houses. So the older houses eventually will just collapse if you don't maintain them, which, you know, is realistic. You need to maintain the houses after all. So this is quite a nice little empty area still. We're probably not going to do much in this area. This is a very valuable resource or a corridor, so maybe we keep it as that. Satisfaction here. Oh, of course, you're not happy because there are not enough market stalls. Okay, so trade, market. Now we should be able to make a nice big market building right over here, and I think it should align maybe like that. Yes, like that. It will align quite nicely. We're going to place 2 down of those. Yeah. Okay, and now of course we need more scriptoria. So we now have enough market space. We don't have enough scriptoria. So last time I mentioned scriptorium is a writer or a note taker. It's actually, scriptorium is actually a writing room. So it's a room used specifically for writing. So scriptoria are just like writing rooms. It's like the modern day study in essence. That's what it actually is. Let's see, management right down here, forum. Ooh, we can build a large scriptoria. I am wondering whether we shouldn't perhaps try to build that. What do we need for that? Definitely bricks. Okay, so bricks we need, wood we need. And it is going to give us 10 scriptoria if we place this down. So we can actually place it down right over here. We don't want it too close to the river here, but if we place it down here, for example, it is making this area quite crowded though, and I'm wondering whether I didn't perhaps just place it the wrong way around. Yeah, I think I placed it the wrong way around. I don't know if it looks alright. Looks like this is fine. We'll see in a moment. It's going to give us quite a bit of Victoria at least. Let's see here, we just need 2 more. This should be fine. This one will give us 8 more scriptoria than we need. I think that we need those scriptoria because of these. Okay, what's wrong here? Okay, There are some errors, but I think it is because they were empty. Or was this... Oh, it doesn't have wood. Okay, it needs more wood. Yeah, our wood production is a little bit slow, it seems. It is taking a long time to actually come here due to that bridge. We need to upgrade that bridge to brick eventually. Definitely need to do that. Okay, how are you guys doing over here? Are you happier now? Yeah, 72%. You are moving in at least. 4 out of 15. This one, 2 out of 14. 13 out of 15. 6 out of 6. And 0 out of 6. Oh, you are unhappy. Why are you unhappy? You are by a city street. Not on the Cardo. Not on the Cardo or the Cardo Maximus or the Decumanus Maximus. Oopsie. Okay, so you're not very happy. We can't really do much about that. Yeah, you are just going to be the unhappy people, I guess. Eventually, when all these houses are filled, I think, then people are going to start moving into this house over here. Now, let's just have a look. Wow, our personal wealth is looking quite good. Our personal reputation is also not too shabby. We do need 150 reputation and 3,600 wealth before we can run for a deal, which we should be able to do this evening, actually. Most likely should be able to do this evening. Alright, let's see now. I think the time has come for us to actually expand the Peregrini in here. So let's start breaking down some older houses here. This is a 5x3 house. This is a 5x3 house. This is a, I think 7x2 house. So let's start breaking them down. 5x3, 5x3, and 7x2. And we're going to just place down a nice 5x5, 5x3 house over here. You can stay there, you can stay there. And do we have a 7x2? I don't think we do. We've got a 4x2 house. And I almost think that is about it. We can't place a 3 in here. We can delete this field over there. And maybe we can place down another nice big house over here. Increase the number of Peregrini. So this 5x2 house will give us 10 people. This is the right one, right? Yeah, this is the Peregrini. 15 Peregrini with these ones here. You know what, we are going to do that. We are just going to put a garden over here, a nice veggie garden over there, and maybe just a little 2x2 house over there. Just a bit of extra, you know, taxes. And maybe a 3x2 house right over there. Okay, so we're getting some taxes, we're getting some food, and we've got a whole bunch of people coming in as well. Of course, if you guys have any suggestions of what you would like to see me try and do, please do pop it down in the comments or in the chat below, and I'll happily try to do that. Right, now, I think we should be able to build or increase the scriptoria here if we so desire, or when it becomes necessary. Let's just have a look here. So with a large scriptoria, I believe this is the one we are going to... Yeah, this is the one. Look how nicely that just fits in. Just slots in perfectly. And you can expand it quite nicely here until you get to the corner. And of course, then you're just going to build a nice little corner slot. Yeah, this is the right one. Okay, you're going to build a nice corner slot. And I think you can actually build another corner slot right over there and make it go the other way again. That's going to look nice. And it's going to give us so many scriptoria. This one, again... This gives us 10 scriptoria. I think all of this, this one gives us 9, 10 scriptoria, 10 scriptoria, 9 scriptoria. So 9 or 10 scriptoria per piece we place down, which is really, really marvelous. Okay. Now, what will these people need? They need a theater, and they need more religion, and they need another arena. Let's see, where can we place the arena? I think we should place another arena over here. That's just my feeling. I think we should. We need a bit more entertainment. We also need a theater. How's our almost said food production? Our money production, yeah, it's really good. We are 140 more we are getting in than we are losing, so we can give some entertainment. Let's see, a theater. Let's give them a theater. It's 35. You know what? Financially, we can afford this. We have just enough wood. It is going to cut into this wood area over there. I'm afraid we are just going to have to accept that. And if they give a nice enough performance, you know, even the people in the local village will be able to hear the performance. Okay, so we're going to do that, and we are just going to, just for good measure, I think, place down another arena as well. Let's just see, a small wooden arena also just costs 15. Oh, we don't have enough wood. Well, yeah, look at that. Okay, so wood production is definitely the hold-up. Now, eventually, of course, all three of these brick storage here will be filled up, and then the kiln over here is not going to require any more wood. And that will be perfect. Oh, okay, so this red exclamation mark here means that, you know, it's full. It's full. The brick production here is actually full. Okay, well, that's cool. Right, now apparently I think it is in the cards that one day eventually we will be able to actually expand the area that we are building. So you can go into this Ager Publicus. We should be able to expand a little bit into that, but as it stands now, this Colonia boundary is where we can build. We can't actually build outside it. Which is also, I mean, this is more than sufficient, you know, especially if you don't give yourself some restrictions of where you can and cannot build. This area up here is still really unused. Of course, again, we're not going to build along the river there. That's going to be a very nice corridor for our animals. Technically, you still move through here. But this area, we can still build quite a bit, I think. I think, yeah, the Ager Republicus, the border of the colony, runs along here, I think, most likely. We still have not found any marble, which I am slightly worried about. I mean, there's no marble here. We have looked almost everywhere. It wasn't on the south here, or to the south. Interesting, I think technically this is north, and this direction is south, that is east, that is west. Because this... Okay, yeah, sorry, Vitruvius, Mr. Land Surveyor, you can walk over there. The Cardo Maximus was always built, or almost always built, north-south. And the Decumanus Maximus was always, or almost always, built east-west. So when a new city or a new town was founded, like we have to do in the game here, you plop down those crossroads, and they did that. They said, okay, this is where the Cardo Maximus is going to run, and that is where the Decumanus Maximus is going to run. And then everything else was built around that. Which is, I think it's quite nice, the fact that it is included in the game here. You've got to, initially, the moment you start your city, you have to do that. Which is, of course, something they would have done. Alrighty. Let's just check here. I'm just going to drink some coffee while I think about what to do next. Our wood supply is running low. So I think what I'm going to do is, once we have 1,600 bricks, I'm actually going to stop the brick production for now. We can then, as we start running lower again, we can actually start that up quite easily. Okay, let's see. In terms of religion, well, let's just check here. How are these guys feeling? How are they all feeling? They have got a satisfaction of 100%. That is marvelous. We can potentially place down another restaurant. This is our restaurant. Yeah, there's our restaurant right over here. Oh, and we can also increase or give some money to the restaurant here to give them or have them do some more things. We've got a gambling den, so we've got illegal dice games being made or being done or played. The cost decreased by 20% thanks to increased revenue. So currently it costs us 6 denarii per week. That is going to bring it down to 5 denarii per week, which basically is 1 denarii per week, which adds up 52 denarii per year, etc., etc. The flute girls will also play some uplifting tunes, and cost decrease by 10% thanks to increased revenue. So we can already bring it down by 30%, which is 2 in essence. 1.8. Okay, so that's not bad. And oh, and the barmaids also offer other services. Other services. Act as a low-grade lupanar within the radius. The lupanar is a building for adult recreation, if I can put it that way. So what we are going to do is we are going to build the gambling den, and we're going to bring in the flute girls there. We're not going to do the mirror tricks. We're not going to go and have the barmaids do some other activities, at least not for now. Maybe later, but not now. Not now. Okay, otherwise you are very happy. Have another arena. We've got 2 arenas for you. Why are you only still 8 out of 15? Oh, we didn't build the second arena. We didn't have enough wood for that. I think we've got now. I do think we have got now. Entertainment, arena, small wooden arena. Yeah, we need 78. We've got 88. Okay, so we're just going to plop that down right over here. Actually, let's plop it down over here. Yeah, I didn't want to take down this tree. This tree is a valuable part of our ecological corridor. So we're going to try and leave this tree over here. For this one, okay, it is still building. This one has got the sunshades. That's quite nice. Okay, apart from the arena, oh, we need a bit more religion, I see. And the restaurant is going to be built. The restaurant is going to be built soon. Don't worry, okay? Alright, let's see. In terms of religion, we are most likely going to increase our scriptoria along here, which means we've got this area to just build. Large Gallo-Roman? Oh, it's too big. It's too big to fit in here. And we need a lot of wood, and we need some more slaves. Also need more wood for the small Gallo-Roman one. Okay, we're going to wait. We are going to wait a bit. Oh, our food is quite low. Oh, that is because we are basically at the end of winter. Okay, we do just have to check how much food we are producing in the middle of summer, because this is... It's alright. I mean, we've got 761 food at the moment. We should be able to last the winter, but it is going to be it's going to be close. It's going to be very, very close, and I don't want that. Alrighty, so let's see now. What can we build? There was something. There was something, but now for the life of me, I cannot remember. I did want to put the sunshades up there. Oh, man, what was it I wanted to build? There's something that we needed 100 and something Peregrini for, and we didn't have it earlier. Let's have a look here. It's not something production. It's not entertainment. It wasn't religion. Although, you know what? With the necropolis, we do need to expand. We do need to expand our graves here. Let's plop down a big one. Like that. Okay, that should then be enough for our residents. Yeah, that's about a third of the graves used. Good. Oh, how is this one's radius? A little bit difficult to see. Okay, but anyway, so I think any houses in any case within this border that close to the graves would have had a penalty to them. Alright. Now, oh man, what was it I wanted to build? It wasn't religion, it wasn't that. It wasn't security. We can try to get some education. Oh, yeah, I know what it was. It was production. It was for food production, the farm. Okay, so the farm over here, we don't have enough wood currently to do that. But the farm we are going to place down over here somewhere. Okay, this is going to hopefully... It produces 40 food per week. That's actually quite a lot. Quite a lot. I see, Fireduck, you say that your cat says, oh, 0000000, trying to communicate to us in binary code, except there are no ones, they're just zeros. Got on the keyboard. Cats on keyboards, always amusing. Always amusing. Let's see, we could actually also build the farm around here. Maybe we should do that. Maybe. Let's just check here. Will it fit? If we rotate it like this, oh, it won't really fit. It will fit here. So maybe we do that. Maybe we build a big farm over here. Yeah, that should work. We can have a nice road down along here. Yes, and then a farm over there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just, in the meantime, build the trade route. Just now keep in mind, okay, it goes along over here. Okay, that is fine. And it is going to come out over here. And then along over there. Okay, now this of course still being the market area, we are going to eventually expand this market even more. We are servicing 390 people, but there are only 305 in the area. Okay, so even here, the arena now, we've got 305 seats available. 305 inhabitants, but 300 seats available. It is really cutting it close. These guys, they're full. That house is full. This house is filling up. Okay. I think almost all the Liberty are there. There are 4 more spaces. And all the Peregrini are in fact here. Oh my word. Okay, so we need more simple houses. Now, where will we build the simple houses? We can still build some here. It's going to get very close to our conservation area, though. What is that? That is a strip house. We can remove these 2 strip houses. We can build some nice... I know I just built them last time, and now I'm just already destroying them. We are just going to build some more simple houses. Let's just check. This house here gets 16 people in it for a 4x4 square. That is actually not bad. I just want to get like that. There we go. So there's a nice house right over there. And I think we are going to get another one. I think over here actually. We just need, I guess, more. Oh, we don't have wood for that. Never mind. Okay, we're just going to have like that. And maybe what we can also build, if we can afford that in terms of wood. Backyard houses. This is. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, it just uses money. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so just like that, get more income. You know, the more income we can generate, the better. Ordinary, yeah, it's looking alright, 200, almost 200, 190 more that we are getting in than we are spending. That is absolutely magnificent.